Hi, today let's talk about what stops working when you stop pretending. Yesterday we looked at the version of you that keeps everyone comfortable. Today comes the harder question. What actually happens when that version starts to step back? It would be dishonest to describe the liberation without describing what the liberation costs. Some things that have been running on the performance will stop working when the performance stops. That's not a reason to continue it. It's information about which parts of your life were built on it. The comfortable version has been doing structural work, the relationship organised around your availability. The moment you're less available, less willing to smooth things over, less quick to accommodate, the relationship has to reconfigure. Sometimes what you discover is that the relationship was the arrangement. And without that arrangement, there isn't much underneath. The role that required your reliability, the moment that reliability becomes conditional, the moment you start assessing whether this is something you genuinely want to offer, that's when the role shifts. People who relied on the unconditional version have to find another source. Sometimes what you discover is that the role was what they needed, and you were interchangeable with anyone who would fill it. The dynamic that required your management, the moment you stop managing, the system has to manage itself. Either way, the transition is uncomfortable. None of these costs are reasons to keep the performance going. They're information about what the performance was paying for. Spinoza distinguishes between the person led by affects, who acts in ignorance of what the machine is doing, and the person led by reason. The former, he says, whether they will it or not, acts in ignorance. The latter complies with no one but themselves and does only those things that they know to be of primary importance in life. And he names what wisdom actually is when he says that a free person thinks of nothing less than of death. Their wisdom is a meditation on life, not on death. Spinoza is not saying here to ignore death, deny mortality, or be reckless or careless. That would contradict his entire philosophy, which is about understanding reality with clarity. Gurdjieff said something similar when he said that a considerable percentage of the people we meet on the street are empty inside. That is, they're actually already dead, because all they are is a machine. So, what Spinoza means here is that a free person is someone who acts from understanding, not from emotional reactivity. He talks about how a free person's life and their attention is not organised around the fear of losing life. The person maintaining the performance has been meditating on death in Spinoza's sense by managing the fear of what would happen if they stopped doing what they're doing. What would be lost? Who would they be without their role? The transition to genuine desires is a transition to meditating on life. It's exploring what's actually worth doing, what's actually wanted, and most importantly, what actually matters. If what I've spoken about today strikes a nerve in you, then please follow me up with the asking about deconstruction practice. It works with this and it works in exactly this way. I offer a free half-hour introductory session, so book it on Calendly. Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about not better, more accurate. Thank you.